Hello everyone. I want to talk about the laws of exponents in this video because I want to make all of you understand about this concept. There are around 8 rules in here, so hope you enjoy the video. And I'm just gonna um, let's talk about the first rule, which is the product rule. So the rule states that x raised to just going to x raised to a times x raised to b equals x raised to a plus b. What it means is that these two, when these two are multiplied, I'm just going to write multiplied in here. The two in the exponents, they were now added. So I'm just going to put that. So that means like example, I'll give you an example like over here. Uh, let's assume that this is x raised to 5 and x raised to times x raised to 3. Of course, the technique is in here is very simple. Take one of the bases, which is x, and then take the two numbers, which is 5 and 3. So plus 3. This means that this is equals 5 plus 3 is 8. So x is raised to 8. Now I'll give you even more example. Let's assume that this is 3x raised to 3 times x raised to 2. Now, when you encounter this, known as x has a coefficient of 3, which is here. Just copy 3, then copy x, and then add 3 plus 2 raised to that. Okay. This means that 3 plus 2 equals 3x raised to 5. Now, I'll give you even more example. Let's assume this is 4x raised to 3 and times 2x raised to 2. Now, when you counter this, usually 4 and 2, you need to multiply them. So 4 times 2 equals 8. Take x and then put 3 and plus 2 according to the rules actually. Since this is equals 8x. Oh, actually, so 8x raised to 5. So usually there's all the answers correctly. You can pause the video if you want, and I'm just going to erase the entire thing. So in quotient rules, it states that x raised to a divided by x raised to b equals x raised to a minus b. Confused. So actually, this is the two x's. Just let's assume that x raised to 6 divided by x raised to 3 raised to the third power. What you're going to do is very simple. Just take the x, then take 6, and then minus 3, which is equals x raised to third power. Now, let me take it even further. What if the top is 3x raised to the 4 power divided by x raised to 2? What you're going to do is very simple. Just take 3, take 1x of it, take 4, minus it with 2, which this is equals 3x raised to 2. Now, what if this is for, actually, let me put this as 4x raised to 5 divided by 2x raised to 3. The simple technique here is very, very simple. 4 divided by 2. We're gonna take the constant first. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. And x, and you take x, then 5 divided by 3 is 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay. Okay, actually it's 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3 equals 2x raised to 2. Also, there is one more thing. What if x raised to third power divided by 3 ra- x 3x raised to 2? Now, of course, since he has this x from the top has a coefficient of 1, so we're going to take 3, and then we're going to take minus 2, which means that this is equals 3 minus 2 is 1, and we don't need to write 1 because that's already under this. Mm, okay, so that means the final answer is 1 over third x. You can pause the video if you want. Okay, let's talk about the power of a power rule. So it states here that okay, I'm just gonna put a parentheses. X raised to a times raised to the power times b equals x times x raised to a times b. Okay, let me give you an example with this. When you see before I go proceed, if you see a parenthesis, it means that there are multiplying. Where is supposed to? When you see those two parentheses, it means they are multiplied. So that's why it states that a times b. So I'm just going to continue. Now I'll give you an example. So here we could see that x raised to the second power raised to a times to the third power. So that means that x raised to the raised to the second power times 3 equals x is equals 6. Now, what if this is a variable like x raised to the third times 8? The answer here is x3 8. Actually, it's not 9, it's a. Sorry about that. So it's 8, 8. You just write it carefully. So this is all A. So okay. Actually, it can be changeable. Like it can this can be an answer like x raised to a 3, but usually it's not very good of an idea. Um, what about fractions of an exponent? So let's assume that x raised to 1/3 times 3. Um, of course, when you say 3 in the denominator and numerator in 3, usually they get cancelled. So that means that the answer is just x. But what if that x raised to 3 over 2 times 4? Now, the answer is very simple. Multiply, actually, you're just gonna multiply it. 3 times 4 is, you're just gonna put x. So 3 times 4 is 12 divided by 2, which is that this means that the answer here is x raised to 6. You can pause the video if you want. Before I talk about any of the rules, I'm just going to write the distributive property. It says here is very, very simple. A times B plus C equals AB plus AC. The reason for this rule, the reason why I discussed this first, because the fourth and the fifth rule is about power of a product in quotient rule. So this might be important. So how this works is very simple. Why AB here and why AC here. So A is just A distributes it to B and A distributes it to C. We can see why this rule is very important, especially here. So I'll give you an example. Let me just put here. Okay, number one, I'm just going to put 6 times x plus 2. In order to get for this rule, in order to find the solution for this, 6 times x is 6x, and 6 times 2 is 12. So that is your answer. This is known as a, where the quantity has a constant and, what do we call here again? Constant and variable. Now what if 4? What if the variable has a, as its coefficient has a value which is like 3, or x is greater than 1 coefficient which is 3x plus 1. To solve this, 4 times 3x, we're going to distribute 4 to 3x, which is 12x. Wait, actually, this is image. 12x. 4 times 1, I'm just going to put here. This is equals plus 4. So that this is the final answer. Now, um, what if the quantity has different variables and you need to distribute 4? So it's very simple. Just distribute in the constant. So 2 times 2x plus 3y. The solution is very simple. 2 times 2x equals 4x. And 2 times 3y equals 6y. Now what if this you want to distribute is a variable? So this is x. Let's say that we're going to take this answer. We're going to take this. So 2x plus 3y. The technique here is very simple. Just equate this to write down. We're gonna bring down 2. We're gonna bring down 3. We're gonna put a plus sign. X times x. Since under the first rule, x times x equals x squared. And x times xy, you could just leave it and just put xy over here. So this is the final answer to the. Now what if there is a what if the coefficient, what if the variable has greater than 1 is coefficient, which is. Now first thing you're going to do is very simple. 8x squared minus 2xy, if this is missing. Okay, I'm just gonna remove the entire thing so that I could just pause the video if you want. So